Hello, we made it to the 5-week mark of the tummy tuck experience. If you're also wondering, because I did not know that it is crotchless, the internal muscle repair. So I have internal stitches all along. Here is the complication, and here is the scar to tape right over where it is. These markings are just from my faja because she's tight. Hello and welcome to my 3, 4, and 5 week. Before watching this, if you missed week 1 and week 2, I think it's 2 videos ago, but I will link it down below. It will just make a lot more sense. We will hop into a shocking email, at least to me it was shocking, that I received. But first, I feel like I just wanna show you guys the before, and I'll show you 1 to 2 weeks, and now where I am at 5 weeks. Here is an even closer up of a scar. It's very low over here, so it's gonna be a little hard to show. Again, this is my little complication. My complication and the bane of my existence of a tummy tuck is going to be the drains. I hate the drains. I got them out at 2 weeks. I was so excited, and it's an unusual feeling to get it out. To me, it was slightly painful. It wasn't the worst pain compared to my little friend right here, my little complication, which is the drain hole. Okay, so 2 weeks went by after I got it out. I went back and I got my surgical tape off. She looks at my drain hole, which to me looked scarred over. And I did not think this was gonna be a big appointment. I regret not filming it so much for you guys. So I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to listen to me ramble. And I will show you what I have to do now to heal this drain site. But it was not healing correctly because my internal stitches, my body was rejecting them through the drain hole. Now, if you've ever had external stitches, I have had those. I had those removed at 2 weeks, and they're not the most fun to get out, but I would rate it maybe like a 2 out of 10, if that, out of pain. The issues with the internal stitches is, okay, I would say the drain hole was this big. She had to get through the scab and dig. Okay, skip this if you're someone that gets queasy, but she had to dig into the hole, no numbing. I could see how the other stitches needed no numbing to remove. I get that. But I just have to say, I think we should numb people for this, because her taking these long surgical tweezers and digging in this hole, I had to take multiple breaks because I had at least 3 internal stitches poking out and she had to fish around for them. I'm actually traumatized from it. That probably out of everything, surprisingly, was the worst thing. I also was alone at that appointment. Highly regret that. And I made it through. I did scream and make very primal noises. And I think there might be more internal stitches that needed to come out, but I actually had to just time out. She got what I think was enough, but if I kind of beat out and I didn't get them all out, I am gonna have to go back in a week and get it done again. And I don't know, do I go and waste it? Is that inappropriate? Do I ask them to numb me? I don't fully know. If it makes you feel better and you're thinking about getting the surgery, I feel like 99% of people are not going to have to experience what I experienced. But right now I have this patched up probably for a week or 2 until it heals, and I have to put this, I'll show you, I'll do a little overlay, but I have to put this yellow, I think iodine gauze on it, and then I put this gauze on it, and then I tape it, and I have to change it every day. And the soreness, it's been 3 days now, has resided, but yeah, not loving that complication. Is the next day. We might be bouncing around throughout this video, but it's good. that we're doing different days because my new bodysuits came in, which we're gonna put on after I change my dressings. I will show you what I am doing for my little drain area that I had another suture come out from inside of me yesterday. This is what I'm having to do. Again, this does not happen to everyone, but yeah, I'm getting nerve pain. I'm in pain. I'm in the pain right now. And again, I can only really blame myself. Oh, it's looking better. It's looking better. Ah, yay. It's looking better. I do hand sanitize my hands. Also, I wash them before. This is essentially what I'm using, but I already have one opened that technically this is all I'm supposed to be using until I finish it up. And then once I finish it up, if it's not healed, I have to seek more medical attention. It's very weird. I don't know how to describe it. But this was also what was in my belly button, so it hardens. Slice it like this. I get a little slice of it, put the rest back in, and yeah. Just stick it. Oof, so sensitive. Stick it right there. Gauze. Put it like this. And I try to change where the tape is every time. I like to tape right over where it is. That was a lot of, that's excessive. I'm just gonna tape it up and hard to get my compressive garment over this. There we go. Firstly, I love my plastic surgeon. He did an amazing job. And I am not by means dissing him, but now that I have experienced plastic surgery and have been able to talk to my friends who have had different procedures done, no one I know actually has had a tummy tuck and muscle repair and hernia repair, but I know people who've had BBLs, breast augmentations, you know, things of that nature. And the thing that shocked me the most is when I would speak to my friends of, oh my God, I just learned all this other information, or I just got this pamphlet 5 weeks later, which I'll go over that. The aftercare, which I wish really was pre-care information. Yeah. It's really surprising how everyone I know who's had plastic surgery with different plastic surgeons in different parts of the United States didn't find out the aftercare or the severity of it until after they got their procedure. The information wasn't shared to them, maybe some of it, but a lot of them were like, yeah, no, you kind of learn it along the way, and there's no one really out there speaking about it. And so I feel even more inclined to share everything that I have experienced. I do not have an issue with anyone I worked with. This seems to be an ongoing just way of life in the plastic surgery world, the way society likes to consume it or share about it, where they just show the before and the after 6 months later. But no one really talks about really what goes on in between those 6 months. For the email I received that rather shocked me was just, it shocked me because I only had 2 things that were very reiterated to me about post-surgery. One was that for up to 2 months, I was gonna be hunched over.
We tell patients, please do not stretch on your incision for a couple months after surgery. You may be feeling great and want to like, yeah, stay a little hunched. And the way you stay hunched isn't like with your back, but it's more with your thighs.
Because essentially your skin has to reconnect to the muscle. This is a huge procedure. Hearing this, I knew 2 months were going to be very hard and it was going to be a journey, but I knew that the most of the pain was gonna be in the beginning and the rest was just gonna be, you know, me slowly standing up and doing less activity. The number 2 thing that was very much reiterated to me, especially right before I walked in, was, you know, you understand there's gonna be a scar, you know, hip to hip, hip to hip. This is the information I received, and of course, as somebody getting a big cosmetic procedure. I also looked at other people's stories, I read into it, and the hard thing is that every single plastic surgeon is going to have their own way of doing things. Some people start belly button training really early. I know some people wear the binder longer, some people don't wear the binder that long. I understood that, you know, there were other aspects, but I just listened to what my doctor was saying, preparing me for, which is really to be hunched over as much as possible so I don't stretch out the scar, because it was paper thin, and he's like, up to a year essentially you can still stretch out that scar, and that's how you get a thick scar. This was sent to me, I believe, 4 weeks post-op, so a good amount of time. It really would have given me a little stop for thought. I probably still would have went into it, but I would have went into it with a lot more knowledge, and I could have prepared the people supporting me a lot more, and just myself mentally, because listen to this. It is normal to feel tightness and pressure in the abdomen that does not let you take a deep breath. Now, when they do the muscle repair, this is not just, if you did a mini, you wouldn't have this. They sew up all the way to your sternum, which is pretty much your breastbone, all the way down, and so I have sternum pain right here. I don't have trouble breathing, but yeah, I just, for some reason, thought the muscle repair wasn't going to quite be like this. It is normal to feel hard, non-painful lumps and bumps under the skin of your abdomen and incision. Now, I'll talk more, but that, like, okay, this is gonna be TMI, but I'm sure everyone's had this. Have you ever been so constipated, this is how I describe it to my family, that like you can feel hardness, and it like actually like one part will feel soft and one will feel hard? Well, like things feel hard and soft, and it's just a really unusual sensation where I could be like completely flat, but then I just have this like lump, this giant lump, and I didn't realize it was gonna, you know, be something that could be 6 months to a year after the surgery. Wondering about the lines on my legs, that's just the lines. But let's go through where I can actually feel stuff and where the lumps are, because I mean, it kind of makes sense. So I've always been able to feel over here, but right here is completely numb, and I can feel that it's swollen and raised. Right here, these markings are just from my faja because she's tight. And I feel like my belly button's looking better. I also found out that I have to do belly button training. I think it's at month 3. I should call and double check that. But I believe you put a marble, like a marble inside your belly button, and then you tape it there. And then I think you wear your faja over it. I don't know how long you have to train it for. That was also not something told to me. I did know about belly button training because I saw other people doing it, but because it was never talked to me post procedure or even after procedure until 4 weeks, I didn't think my doctor did that. I thought, you know, again, everyone does it differently, but yeah, we're gonna train her. I don't know exactly what would happen if I didn't, but I'm just gonna follow doctor's orders. Maybe there's something else he'll do inside of there. But yeah, that's gonna be something else we gotta work on. And this, again, numb and raised. And then the incision, I don't feel this, but the incision over here and on this side, I've always had feeling on. So those can kind of sting or itch. But this, I mean, honestly, like the incision is the least painful part. It's that it feels so hard, rock hard, but not in like an ab type way, like in have you not went to the bathroom in 6 months type way. And it's like, it's soft here, and it's not so, that's numb. This is not numb, but like, I don't know if you can see, but it's just very tight and lumpy. This is 6 months to a year that this can be happening. And I didn't know. I guess I could have, I don't know, because I've had my appendix removed. I've had surgery for endometriosis removed. I had it removed from my cul-de-sac, and it was also covering my appendix, which is why they had it removed. And it was done laparoscopy, where it's just like 2 little holes, and I don't know how they do it, but they fish it out of little holes. And I do remember for like a week, my abdomen felt really hard and swollen, but it went away very quickly. Getting internal and I'm guessing I had stitches inside actually. So I just assumed if there was any hardness or swelling, and I know this is a bigger surgery than that maybe it would last 2 months, not 6 months to a year. This one is another biggie. You remember that abdominal binder that I was wearing, the little Velcro thing? Well, suddenly that looks a lot more comfortable. I was told I had to wear that for 4 to 6 weeks. And at my last appointment, she said, you're actually ready to switch to a compressive garment. And I said, okay, do I wear that for like, a couple months? And she said, no, I'm wearing it right now. And I'll cut away and show you more of my first experience with it. I cannot describe to you the crotchlessness of this. It's because it's so hard to get on that they want you to be able to use the bathroom with it on, which I hope I just never ever go to the bathroom again. So much easier to get on the correct size. It wasn't as comical as I thought it was going to be, because the other one was insanely small. Yeah, it's a chastity belt. Maybe I'll get used to it, but as of right now, I will say I am really happy that I did this in the winter time, because the only thing you can wear over this faja is, and let me show you what it's like to actually put it on. I don't know if you can hear, but my daughter and my mom are playing, I think, hide and seek. It's so cute, but that's the noise. So, okay, this actually looked a lot easier than it is normally put it on, because when you start from the bottom all the way up, that I feel like is the harder part. But yeah, it feels kind of like what you would imagine a compressive, like a super compressive corsety garment to feel like. I don't know. I never did I? No, I don't think I did the faja thing or anything postpartum. I just felt like it was uncomfortable. Joke's on me now. She got one for a year. I am beyond thrilled about my choice to get this done in the winter time, because as you can see with the faja, you don't want to wear jeans with this, at least this early on. And I don't see myself wearing jeans for like another 1 to 2 months. It's just uncomfortable. And also leggings. I mean, this is gonna look crazy over the leggings because you have to wear your underwear over this. There's nothing here, okay? Like it's open. She's open. And I just don't feel comfortable putting sweatpants on without underwear. So, oh my God, has my underwear been like, because I feel like this would make your hoo-ha look really ugly, because it's like squeezing right here. So it kind of like poofs everything out. Anyways, the choice to do this in the winter is really smart, because you're gonna wanna wear loose, untight, comfy things over the bottom of this faja. Leggings out, jeans out. The looser, like if you can buy things like a size bigger, and you have these dang Tomb Raider straps on. And I'm not a bra person, okay? I don't like to wear a bra ever. So the fact that I have to wear a bra with this, because if I don't, then this like rides up, because my boobs are so flat and low that they kind of get like suffocated. So I need something to raise the roof a little bit, if you could say that. But yeah, if I got this in the summer, I mean, I guess you could do like a summer dress, essentially. I don't know, maybe someone could figure out like a better way of doing it. But if I didn't scare you away from getting this procedure, I would recommend getting it in the winter time, because there's a small chance that maybe I will, when the summer comes around, I think we're only like 6 months away from it. maybe I'll be feeling so much better, and it'll be like the perfect moment to have like, you know, feel like my body can breathe again and I can wear a bathing suit and not be like all hunched over like, hey guys, give me a margarita. I had a friend who had to wear one for a BBL. I don't think she had to wear it as long as me, and she also didn't have like the Tomb Raider straps up here because you know, they're trying to straighten it out for me. She just had one that was from here and down, and I asked her, I was like, have you ever had to be intimate? Did you just go in? Like, did you wear it? You just went in like through the faja, through the compressive garment? And she was like, what are you talking about? No, I took it off. But if I hadn't asked her, I really would have wondered, because it does feel a lot more safe and protective while also being really uncomfortable and unflattering. But again, this is just something I wasn't told. We are losing lighting. I'm gonna have to change spots because it looks like I'm in like a horror movie right now. I'm not loving that there's two of me, but there's the best lighting here. So we're just gonna continue. Okay, so you might think my, you know, it being intimate question was TMI, but it was a legitimate question because the other thing I saw on here was to wear the faja while exercising. And I don't know about your experiences being intimate, but like, it's kind of exercise because you are going to swell a lot every time you work out. And I think it goes up to a year after surgery. And so it's recommended to wear this Tomb Raider style chastity belt that chafes you while working out. Also have an exercise and activity section, and I will pop it on screen because I don't know if I'm gonna go through all of this, but some of it made me laugh in the way where they would say your body's ready for this, but like wait 5 more months for this. And I'm just like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, I feel like one is a lot more physical than the other. If you're wondering, your girl is ready to be intimate again. I keep almost wanting to say postpartum because this in a way feels like postpartum recovery, when you would get like you're cleared, I think it's 6 weeks after birth to be intimate romantically again. And I just remember hearing that and I'm like, who the heck is ready as I felt in my body right then? And I know some people, like, I feel like they wait a week and they just go for it. You do you. My body's built differently, and I don't know. I have to feel 100% because, you know, I don't want to not perform. Like, I feel like I have to perform enough in a shared experience. Honestly, just like for my benefit. You want the option, okay? I'm just gonna leave it at that. You want the option to be able to, you know, feel comfortable in your body, feel like, you know, your organs aren't gonna move around. So weird. But at least for me, like, you know, I need to be able to at least, you know, not every experience is an A+, but I'm not gonna go in knowing that it's gonna be a D. Well, I picked the wrong letter. Fortunately for me, it's gonna be a D. I wish it was a V, but it's not. Right now, I'm lumpy, I'm hard, I feel constipated, but I'm not. I have like weird nerve pains. I'm in this Tomb Raider like chastity belt, but it's kind of like an anti-chastity belt because everything's just like out in the open type vibes. You know, I can't even do like self-tanner. I feel so pale. I still feel like I smell like surgery, and I've showered, I've used, you know, body wash, not on my incisions, obviously, but, you know, antibacterial soap, or just like I'm cleansed, okay? There's something lingering. I wash my clothes, I have washed my faja, but I just smell, I don't know, like dead skin. Like, it's still healing, it's still forming. And it's just medical. I don't know. It doesn't, I hate that, like, that's the thing I'm cleared for. Okay, so the other one that really cracked me up. So I'm ready for the intimacy, but I'm not ready to ride a motorcycle, a roller coaster, or jet skis. high intensity sports activities for 6 months. I mean, I guess I've been on some really bumpy roller coasters. Like if you know Great America, I think it's called like the Grizzly or something. It's that old wooden one, you know? I don't know if it's still there. It was there when I grew up in the Bay Area, and that's a bumpy ride. But like, I don't know, I feel like things are so smooth now. It's like really 6 months. Also motorcycle, I haven't driven one or been on the back of one. Maybe it's just like the danger aspect. Like if I fell, I would like, nah. So I don't know. I'm also not a jet skier. Like honestly, most of these things I wouldn't do, but I just think it's funny that like you have to wait like 4 more months, but like you're good in bed. That doesn't check out to me. I think I covered everything. Let me know if you think I'm being dramatic, or if you think those things should just be not just aftercare, but something told to a patient before they go into surgery. Okay, fine, maybe after they put down their deposit and they're locked in, do it. But hopefully this video finds someone that is going through some type of battle on if they want to do a procedure or not, and this just gives you the information that you probably wouldn't get beforehand. I swear, if anyone is like, girl, you should have known this was going to take 6 months to a year. I just thought because I've already had abdominal surgery, I had an organ taken out, and I've also birthed like a 10-pound baby. I had rips and tears. My bladder was too full post-surgery that my uterus and bladder couldn't go into like back into the normal place. And so I literally couldn't empty my bladder. And they unfortunately had to give me a catheter probably like 10 minutes after they had sewed me up and I had just given birth, and I could feel everything. So I had to get that catheter in, like that swollen raw area. She literally looked at me and she said, if we don't do this right now, your bladder is going to explode. And like, I think like I wouldn't have had a bladder anymore. And because I was like, okay, I experienced these like really painful things. I've experienced abdominal surgery. I felt very prepared going into this, especially because I did research, I had personal experience, and I'm a really weird person. I love being like around doctors. I love being in the hospital. I don't know if it's because my mom was sick when I was growing up and it just feels like home to me. I also adore if somebody like forcibly puts me in a mini nap, like anesthesia. I know people have fears about it, but I'm like, I'm a mom. You're gonna force me to take a nap? Sign me up. Like I have to be forced to do nothing for the next week or 2 weeks and just heal and watch TV on prescribed medication that I will responsibly use, but I will also probably enjoy. Like one of my best memories growing up is getting my wisdom teeth out, my mom taking a week off of work, and we ripped through like all of the seasons of the OC. I was on my prescription pain pills, I was eating my Jell-O, and it was just from like wake up to bedtime, I was just living the life. So I thought, okay, I can handle healing, I can handle pain, I respond well and responsibly to pain medication, I am not scared of the doctor, I've had surgeries in the past, I love being put to sleep. I just thought I was the perfect candidate to go through a plastic surgery procedure. I went into this way too confident about what this experience was gonna be like, because this is hard, okay? Like I named some crazy things I had done, but on top of that, I had kidney stones, I think 4 months postpartum. I literally went in an ambulance, was carried out, excruciating pain. I went there, I passed it at the hospital, went home straight to my baby. I think I probably had to pump and dump because they did give me pain medication when I was there. And let me tell you, a woman will know if you went in ever for like endometriosis pain, ovarian torsion, anything that just particularly affects a female, they're gonna give you way less, if any, pain management. But if you go in with a kidney stone, something that a man can also get, they shoot you up with morphine right there, and then they don't even question, they don't even ask you where you are on the pain scale. But anyways, yes, I went back to my 4-month-old right after, you know, passing the kidney stone. Thankfully, I always caught stuff in my Haka, and so I had a little bit of a supply bagged up, and I was right there full time taking care of a 4-month-old, and I felt like brand new. On top of that, last year I herniated a disc in my back and I was unable to walk for a few weeks. And I would say between endometriosis and that surgery and having birth with an epidural worn off with a like 10-pound baby on my like before pregnancy 100-pound frame, I'm a small person, and that was majestic of me. And the kidney stone, herniated disc in my back, I can deal with pain. I got this. This is probably the worst. And again, I've heard people respond to my stories and be like, girl, you're crazy. I was good to go after my tummy tuck. Like, why are you still complaining about pain? Again, with birth, I could talk about it with anything. Everyone's gonna say, you know, no, this was actually the most painful, or why'd you rate that so high? That wasn't painful for me. So that's just my rating. Everyone is gonna, you know, have their own opinion, and everybody is right because everyone knows their own body the best. And so I'm not going to fight anyone on that. That's just like in my head what prepared me to go with an elective procedure. I do think because I am almost fully standing straight up, I'm not hunched over anymore, I do look more normal. I feel more normal walking around, but that's almost like a catch-22 because with that, like now I have a lot more pain coming forward now that I am being a little bit more active, very minimally. It's not like I'm, you know, boxing or something, doing crunches by any means, but I feel like because I'm looking more normal and I'm getting a little bit more energy back, that it looks to people like I could do more than I could. For example, my daughter, we always would do like tickle fights or chasing each other or just be more active and playful. And those things are still really hard on me. You know, I tried to do like a little tickle monster with her and then she kicks me in my stomach. You know, I was like, that's the average response. I feel like if I'm being tickled, I might kick someone. And, you know, I had to go, oh, lip. And I was like, dang, I still can't do these active things with a young one. And you know, my daughter understands to the best of her ability and she is so empathetic and so caring. I am legitimately blessed with the sweetest child in the world. There was one day where I was kind of recently, like maybe a week or two ago, and I was just so overwhelmed with so many awful things happening within the world, and a few bad things happened to me, but not in comparison to what happened to everyone else. And I had like a little panic attack and I was feeling very trapped in my body. And I was doing the silent cry because she was in the room, and she comes over and looks at me and is asking me something along the lines to play with her. And I try to like brush away my tears, and she's like, Mommy, why are you sad? I said, I'm not sad. Like, Mommy just needs a minute. Everything's okay. There's nothing to be worried about. And she goes in to hug me and she's consoling me, like, everything's gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Like, it's okay. And her building me up as the parent made me like cry more and so emotional. And this girl runs and she's like, hold on, and she runs and she grabs me a water and a snack and like brings it to me, and then she massages like my arm and my feet, and like these are like, of course, things I do for her, but to see her at such a young age being so caring and empathetic, like it's gonna make you cry again. Like it's a cycle. It's a cycle. But yeah, she's just the best in the whole world. You know, obviously every parent is going to love their kids the best and the best, but empathy for me is a huge, almost, it can be learned, but to have it naturally is such a beautiful thing. And she's had that day one, and I think I'm quite an empathetic person, but I think she was, you know, born with it. It's not just me. Like, she literally is empathetic towards everyone. If her friend is out of school because they're sick, she'd go, where are they? Are they okay? And I said, yes, they just have a little cold. They'll probably be back next week. If nothing to worry about. She said, oh no, they're sick. They don't feel good. They have a boo-boo. And she'll start crying. She feels so bad. Or like, one of my parents like hurt their foot and they were kind of walking funny, and she just again was like, how can I help, like what's going on? And it's just like, girl, you're 4, like no, you're the child, like, you know, it's so sweet to have this like care and empathy, but like we're the adults, we're here to take care of you. But yeah, you know, geez, what a beautiful thing to be born with such love and beauty and pureness. Wow, I really needed to talk today. I went off on a huge tangent about my little one, and I know I don't share a lot on the internet, but I am happy to share that, one, she is just the best little human in the whole world, and that she is, you know, has amazing qualities. I am confident and okay with sharing that stuff. Obviously, I don't have her little face on the internet right now. I love you all so much. I think you guys are the strongest, sweetest, nicest people in the world. Hope I was able to be a little bit of a self-deprecating escape for you, or a place of insight, or a place of safety, or a place of community. And I absolutely love that you guys have been with me through the ups and downs of my life, and it's beautiful to see, and I don't know what I would do without you guys, and I'm so excited to see you next week. Bye.